Good morning. It's about 6:30 here. Just got up, about to get started. So we left ourselves quite a mess in the van last night, and I'm gonna start up today by cleaning that up. There's all this goop still up there on the top that I gotta cut down, and then we got a ton of it on the floor, so I gotta clean up all the floors, scrape it up, shove it out the van, and then and then we can get started again. Round two. Look at all these little chunks that I just had to pull off there. Yeesh, what a mess. All right, let's get this cleaned up. That is so much better, so much cleaner. Now it's time to get it all messy again and fill it back up with the stuff that we're working on today. Okay, so after cleaning up the van all morning, we put a couple things that we're returning. We actually ended up picking up too much insulation, so we're gonna send some of it back to Menards. And then we are gonna buy everything.
More things!
Spending more money on this thing. So we're gonna buy all of the flooring, all of the stuff for the walls, all the stuff for the ceiling. Hopefully by the end of the day, this thing's gonna start looking a lot like a tiny home.
My favorite part!
We're almost there. Okay, we are back from the store now. We've re-cleaned out the van, and we also gave the garage a little bit of a lift over here. We just really had to organize all the tools. There's so much stuff all over the place. So now it is time to finish up the insulating. And then when we're done with that, we'll probably start putting the walls on. Maybe the ceiling, maybe the floors. This thing could look a lot different by the end of the day than it does now. It's really exciting. All right, that is all the installation we are doing. Done. The installation project is over.
Whew. I didn't know there were so many crevices in this thing.
Insulating a Sprinter van is a nightmare. It really is. There's just so many little spots you just can't get to with anything other than spray foam, and then you're just cramming insulation in, which doesn't make it work all that good. I think if I had to do this again, I would put in the wool insulation all around first, and then put the boards wherever I could, instead of the other way around. We put the boards in first, and then we put the insulation in later. It just didn't work out quite as good, and it was
harder to get to.
Yeah, much harder to get to.
Oh well, we're gonna be nice and toasty, I hope.
Yep, I hope so as well. All right, breaking for lunch, and then it's
painting.
and it's time to paint and put some walls on.
Favorite. We just set up our workhorses, and now we're gonna start painting these really great smelling cedar boards, which are tongue and groove, and they're really thin, so they're about 1/4 inch. These are gonna go on the ceiling of our van. So we're hoping to finish painting them so we can start installing the ceiling when they dry. So,
How's the paint shop coming along?
oh good.
You guys still having fun?
Going quick, yeah. Quick.
Yeah, look at all those finished ones over there. Really good. Is that just one coat on there?
Yeah.
Nice. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Got a little paint on myself, but I promise I got most of it on the planks and the plywood. We just finished painting everything that we need, I think, so far. We've got some 1/4 inch thick cedar planks, which are tongue and groove, which we're gonna use for the ceiling. So now after it dries, we're just gonna pop it onto the ceiling. And then we've got these huge 4x8 sanded plywood sheets, which are also 1/4 inch thick. And they'll be great because they're flexible enough for us to use them as paneling or the siding. So yeah, once they dry, I think we're gonna start cutting out templates and putting them into the van. It's starting to look like a real home. Run out of space to dry these planks and plywood, so we got a little creative and even used some of the logs that we have over there to set them up on our little drying racks here.
Now we're starting the construction for the actual beds. We were gonna go with the slat system before to kind of pull out the bed to connect to the other bed, but then we lose all that storage underneath it. because you can't really lift the slats up to get to the stuff under there. We're gonna go with 2 platform beds with a piece of wood that goes down the middle that you just bring out when you need to go to sleep. So we are starting construction of that now. All right, so we are just about to put our ceiling on over here, and after we painted it, it looks like the tongue and groove part of it got a little too thick, a little thicker than it needed to be, which means the tongue doesn't actually fit into the groove, so they don't fit together at all. So now we have to shave off just the tiniest bit off of it using the table saw to make them fit together. So I guess we're making tongue and tongue boards. All right, after giving the table saw the workout of its life, just cutting the tiniest little bit off of each of them, I think we're ready to start building the roof finally. Little change of plans. The fan hasn't come yet, and we can't find anywhere the exact size that we need to cut for it. And to be honest, even if we knew the exact size, I don't think we'd be all that confident in in cutting a hole in the roof before we actually have the template. So what we're doing for now is we are going to start putting up the walls instead of the roof, and then we'll do the roof tomorrow once the fan actually comes. We had thought we could skip all the furring strips inside, but instead we totally need them to make since our walls are so thin, to make them not bend so much. We have to have to put the furring strips up so we can have the walls be solid.
And our first piece of wall.
We want to hide these
Plywood. We just finished up putting our first wall, which is very exciting. We thought we were going to do a lot differently and a lot more. We painted all these planks and painted all the side paneling, but we realized we couldn't put up the ceiling until we receive our fan, which is supposed to arrive tomorrow. So we decided to do something different. These furring strips went up, and that definitely gives the wall a lot more stability. Even though the plywood is really flexible, we still want some strength behind it. Pretty full day. It feels very long. We spent most of it shopping and painting, but it was a good day, and now we're prepared to do a lot more when all of our stuff arrives tomorrow. Now, time for a shower. Good night. Van to be named.
The van with no name.
Van with no name.
I went to the van.
What are you doing?
We finally made it to 100 subscribers. We did it! Yes! This has been like 4 months in the making, like 500 hours of work, and we finally made it to 100.
4 months?
Yeah, we finally made it to.
Yeah, it's been 4 months.
We finally made it to 100 subscribers.
Holy cow!
Okay, we get to pick our custom URL.
Finally.
This is the moment.
What does it look
YouTube
like?
has
What are the
they only got
options?
these options. Just Lisa Josh, Joshua wrote their one, Lisa Josh, and a suffix.
Oh.
And
we can't do Lisa and Josh?
No, we can't.
That's so lame. I guess
think
Lisa Josh,
Yeah,
huh?
I think just Lisa Josh. That's simple, short. People will remember that. Okay, once you can't change it again.
Confirm. It's better than Joshua R. Walter 1.
That is certainly the truth. We got a new link. We made it. 100 subscribers. Yes! God, it's so cool. Oh yeah, and this cool new hair feature that I got, that's permanent now because of the spray foam that got in my hair last night. So basically walking around all day looking like I got Doc Brown hair from Back to the Future. And then hopefully by the end of this day, hopefully by the end of today, this thing's gonna look pretty well. Hopefully by the... Yeah, it looks good. It's so good it's dripping off the side.
I think I just painted a mosquito in.
Okay, my hair's in there.
It's just part of the van.
I don't think I'm gonna fit on that. Got a little paint on myself, which hopefully means that I did a good job. No, that doesn't make sense. Whoopsies.